Hey everybody, welcome to AKA Geeks. This is Movie of the Week. I'm Sean. With me I have Lynn. Say hello, Lynn. All right, so we're missing Brendan today. He's out doing a school thing. But Lynn and I both watched the film Little Evil this week. It's our movie of the week. It's something. It's a Netflix produced film, right? And yeah, Netflix original. That's what I should have said. Oh shoot. Yeah, Netflix original. It's directed by Eli Craig, written by Eli Craig, and some of the top names in the cast are Evangeline Lilly, Adam Scott, Sally Field. The cast is pretty a really good, well-known cast, wouldn't you say? I Let me see. I know Evangeline Lilly. Yeah. Well, I could probably name multiple things that almost the just going on IMDb. Probably if you go down it, other than Bridget Everett playing Al, like her and Lucas are probably the only two out of the top 10 people listed on IMDb. I can't name more than one thing. Other than that, Donald Faison, Scrubs, Clueless. The dude with the beard was also on the show with Whitney Cummings, and he's also on another sitcom. He's a comedian. Um, the dad, yeah, I could. They're in obscure shows. One of the dads, what's his name, Kyle Bornheimer. He was in the show that was essentially Meet the Fockers, but a TV show for one season of Meet the Fockers. But it was act- it was actually quite I liked it as a show because compared to Meet the Fockers type of movie, you can play things out longer and have more crazy things that I don't know that kind of seem more realistic. But anyway, let's go into some of the positives and let's talk about this movie. What did you like about the film? Okay. Yeah, it was raunchy yet lighthearted. Like there was not raunchy, not raunchy, but yeah, yeah. It's some of the jokes that they had, the comedies. It was definitely built to take your mind off of the horror aspect. It almost seemed. But some of it was. We're going. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, the comedy had a nice mixture in there. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yes. Yeah, so I definitely agree with you that I liked the production of this film. I thought this movie looked great. The camera, the actors all did good jobs in the sense that they weren't bad actors. They were all actors that can play a character and not look like they don't understand what they're doing. The camera, the production value of this film was really well done. I felt Netflix has done a really good job of putting these 4K cameras and everything into their stuff, and really good quality cameras to film their stuff. And I felt that was good. I felt Adam Scott did his Adam Scott thing. You know, uh, yeah. In this one though, there was also some certain characteristics to his character, specifically like in the pool. Remember in the pool, the slide for the slide, like that scene right there when he hugs the son, as well as some of the stuff that happens after that. That was like a nice addition on to his normal character. Uh, he reminds me of like a Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman gets typecasted a lot, and he's always playing this certain type of character. But then you go and watch the show Ozark, and he's playing that character, but with a different side of him added onto it, you know. And so Adam Scott did the same thing. I felt like in this, like, but in a good way. In a good way. He played that character. He knows how to do it, but he added something to it, which I like. Like I said, the actors all did a good job. They all did what they're supposed to do. Um, let's jump into some of your negatives. Let's get those out of the way, and then we can start talking about everything more so as a whole. Okay. You're talking that he wasn't so much possessed as a possessed by a demon. It was his father trying to possess him and tell him what to do. Yeah, because his dad tells him something's okay because his dad's the devil, and so he thinks that's okay. Yeah. Well, want me to leave the light on? Turns off the light. Hey, well, before we get too much in, because you don't have much negative. I got a few negatives I want to say. They're not huge things. I was disappointed in the fact that they started doing the Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, quick cut, like from this to that to that to that, and then go into the next scene. And they did it like two times, maybe two times for sure, maybe three. I can't remember if they did it a third time. And I felt like if they were gonna make that, it felt like that didn't fit in the film because they only did it the two times. If they would have done it maybe four times, it would have felt more normal to how they edited the film. Does that make sense? Yeah. It was like he was forced in. Yeah, I mean, you get the payoff of him saying "save the kid," but I felt like he was almost like a MacGuffin type of thing. Like he was a square peg trying to fit into a round hole of a film. You know, uh, in a different type of horror movie, he might have fit in. I think, but I think another type of horror movie might have done a better job with him on screen. One of the other things that I wasn't too happy about was they like you mentioned the kid is looking like the Omen, you know, and then I asked you about this before we started about the guy from Kyle Bronheimer, Victor. He's the one that has the two twin daughters, and right when he said I have twins, man, I'm a stepdad to twins. I'm like, oh, that's that one movie, and it's like you said, it's The Shining, and then that was it. Like I didn't catch any other. I almost felt like this movie was gonna going to take little Italy things and like call out or like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought they were going to do like maybe one or two more things like callbacks to other like homages to other horror films, and they did. And I was like, well, that sucked. Like you guys teased me, and then you freaking cock teases, right? Yeah, yeah. Now that could be a whole nother movie. You never know. But um, that could be a whole nother movie. I definitely understand what you're saying, and I was just upset that the whole like homage to horror movies wasn't. It yeah, it felt like they started to do it just like with the Hot Fuzz Shaun of the Dead cuts. Like first we're gonna go pick up pick up mom and dad, jump in the car, go to the bar, get the shotgun off the thing. You know the whole cut thing. They started to do that, and then they said they forgot it halfway through. Or the budget couldn't cover continually doing that like throughout the film. And then they like whoever was writing the script was like, oh yeah, let's do a homage to the Omen, then a homage to the Shining. Then like they must have forgotten how to do any other homages through the rest of the film. So I felt like there was some stuff where they wanted to start a theme and then drop the theme entirely. And so like I like what they could have shown with the dads. They could have shown something where them with them bonding or I and I kind of felt like they wasted those actors because those are all comedic actors, and I've seen each one of them in something previously where I've liked their comedic talents, and I'm like, oh man, when I was seeing the cast, I was like, oh dude, this is a pretty decent cast. I'm like really looking into this, but I don't think they utilize them to their best, to the best they can. Uh, Otherwise, negative though, I was pretty much okay with everything else. Those are the two biggest things that I had issues with. Let's start talking about the movie as a whole. What are some of your favorite moments from the film? Laugh. Yeah, yeah. What was that? When was that at the water park before the fight? When they were just actually playing, when they were just Roy, yeah. Yeah, he had it. He used the Evangeline Lilly said that he likes to play with it, but then at the second act of the film, he just had it on constantly. It was almost like the sock puppet was the for the father, yeah, for the devil. Yeah. Yeah, and oh god, he did this weird hand thing. Yeah, yeah. I definitely noticed the change right there too, and it went from a like they could have kept on going with this film being a comedy horror and have everything bad happen to Adam Scott, and at the end of the film, like he doesn't win out, he and it ends up being like one of those like, oh well, he's just like punching bag for the whole film, you know. But they turned it around right there and tried to and gave a little redemption to the story, which I was happy about. I liked the moment when after the whole slide thing and everything. When they're eating ice cream, and then Sally Field comes and takes the boy away. They get all the crew, and they go get in the El Camino big monster truck, and they start driving through everything. They get to the church, and Adam Scott punches Sally Field she's running at him, and he goes, and then the guy goes, "Oh man, you're really good at punching women when the punching you little short old women when they're running at you in a church, like very specific." And then and he's like, "Yeah, man, you about to hit her too hard. You better watch out. The big guy might be watching." I started rolling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I started rolling with maybe. I'm telling you, they with all those men. I'm telling you, with all those comedic actors, they could they could totally do like a side movie with these the group of dads. I they could if they want to. If enough people like the film. Now on Netflix, the film is rated like 4.5 out of 5. IMDb, it's rated 5.7 out of 10. So IMDb's rating is not one you want to go to for like, yeah. IMDb can be ratings from anybody. It could be from Joe Blow over there. Yeah, yeah. It could be anybody. It doesn't matter if they have any history or credibility. So IMDb is not really what you want to go to, but Netflix has gotten good ratings on it so far on their site. So I they're done with all the guys. They can definitely do something. Which one? Oh yeah, yeah. Tyler Racine. Yeah. Oh, what do you say? Oh, Uncle Scott! I didn't even realize he made it. Oh, there he goes. Oh, there he goes. I like the part when she's digging him when she gets him out of the casket, buried casket, and she goes, "Get out! You can get out of there now." I was like, "Oh, can I now?" I was like, God, I love it. I like it for me. It was a moment when his character finally like let go of these walls, you know, like where he's like when he said, "I want a divorce." Oh, can I? But like where he was like, "All right, enough's enough. You're freaking being blind to the whole situation," and they kept on doing the whole never blame the child, never blame the child, and I was like, oh God. So that was like a constant thing that they had to have in there to make this story work with her with her blackout and being with the cult and whatnot and getting impregnated. Uh, so okay, where okay, I was expecting Wendy to be a two-time and hussy and trying to bet her down. I thought Wendy when Sally Field was there and she left the house, I thought Wendy was gonna be like, "See, you should leave him and come with me. I'll leave Al." You know, I thought she was totally going for that. I thought that's what she was doing. I thought that was well, yeah, but I thought she was doing that. Uh huh. Oh man, yeah, but yeah, that could be it. I thought though at the moment that Wendy was going to try to pull Evangeline Lilly from Adam Scott and break them up, and during the back rub machine, I don't blame her if that's the way she was going. I don't blame her. Evangeline Lilly giving a back rub, and then she talking about her past, and I was like, that's an interesting conversation to have. He's like, oh yeah, I don't think you've ever told me about. Yeah, remind me about how that happened. Like, oh god, you guys obviously didn't have it. I think that the film with the directors, the writers, how they wrote this film, they did good with the suspense about trying to say like, yeah, we know the wedding was a disaster, but we're gonna move on and go forward. And I like how they kept, yeah. No, all we know is that they were in love, but at the wedding it was a disaster. Th- there there was a couple lines that Tyler Labine said that he had when he was showing Adam Scott the video, and I was like, this is freaking gold right here. How he's acting like a real movie maker. He's like, does Steven what is he does Martin Scorsese use a tripod? But yeah, I like how they kept that in the back burner, teasing us, and they built it up, and there was some laughs to it, but there was also like a horror aspect because it's a horror, like a pseudo horror film. This is definitely like, aside from the curse words, this is a movie that you could, if they made like a version of it without the curse words, or if you don't care about your kids carrying curse words, it's definitely a movie you'd probably show your kids. I think. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there was some curse words, there was some f bombs, but it wasn't every line. But
Yeah,
they were there. They were
yeah.
there. Um, you know what, Al, when she started off in the first scene with her, I thought her and Adam Scott actually didn't get along because he was almost turned off by her in the cubicle, and but I grew to like her a lot.
Oh, I loved her.
Like at first, it was like super overbearing in that one scene, and then after that, it was almost like her comments turned and were able to match everything in the film. If
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
uh,
That makes sense.
yeah. So, any last thoughts on the film? Anything that we haven't mentioned that you can throw out there?
Like I said, I really enjoyed the twist that they took with it, more so than anything else. Um, it's a shame that they blew opportunities on certain characters that could have given a little bit more of the humor side of things while keeping the horror intense. But other than that, pretty decent movie overall. You know,
What do you grade?
if I was to grade it, I'd give it like a solid B. Like I
Okay.
said, yeah, because like I said, those missed opportunities with certain characters are the only thing that really, and like the old man, the whisperer, certain things that were just left hanging that could have been rectified a little bit better. And besides that, overall solid effort. Definitely worth watching at least one time.
Yeah. I enjoyed the film. I thought it was funny for what it was. I thought it was good production value. I thought the actors did a good job. I do feel that they left some areas. They left some runners on base, if you may. in the film with some of the characters, with some of the stuff they were doing with editing, with some of the homages to other horror films that they just all of a sudden stopped. So for me, I wouldn't go as high as a B, but I would say a B minus for me. When I started watching the film, at the end of the day, after I was done, like I said, it's good quality, good production, but it's not a film I would ever see in theater.
Now, to be fair, I had to rewatch this again because when I started to watch this morning, because I was watching it this morning after I dropped the kid off, and about 35 minutes into it, I was knocked out. I was totally knocked out asleep, and I woke up, and next thing I know, I'm like almost 70 minutes into the film. I'm like, oh no, I can't do that. So I figured, all right, you know what? I'll come back, rewatch it after I pick up the kids, and I rewound it back to where I knew I left off, that I could remember, and continued on. So it's definitely worth watching, and if you miss it, you can go back and catch up on things, because I thought that, I thought I was only asleep for about 5 minutes, and lo and behold, it's 70 minutes into the film. I'm like, what the fuck happened? So
and I think that's you can attribute that to, like I said, it's not a film it's not, to me, it's not the top of the tier type of movies like this.
Yeah, it's not one to hold you like by the throat and say, hey, watch me. It's very subtle.
It's definitely a Netflix film.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
subtle.
I would say I enjoy this. Obviously, if you go back and look at our reviews, I don't remember what my score is for War Machine or for the other one we watched that was the Netflix original as well.
I think you scored those higher than we did. I think.
No, I think I scored them lower. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at the tape. But like, I enjoyed this. I felt like this was better put together than those were.
Yeah.
If that so I'd have to look at what I graded those, but I'm content with this being a Netflix film. It's a B minus for me. It's something that I would say, yeah, if you look for something cute, funny, something you could watch with some friends and laugh at some stupid jokes.
Yeah.
Definitely do that.
Yeah.
Any final words?
I also would say, even if it's something you want to watch with the whole family as a whole, like you were mentioning, because there's not that many curse words in there. I mean,
sexual stuff.
I think the most sexual thing is the massage, because of the clothes she's wearing.
Well, I think Al, at the beginning of the movie, I think Al did a joke and she thrusted her hips or something.
Yeah, when she's doing she's like, no, but that's not really sexual. That's more like goofball. That's definitely sidekick comedy. So,
yeah, I still think you could watch this with kids. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's very lighthearted, considering that it's got a dark sense of humor to it. But it's not, like I said earlier on, it's not weighed down because of the darkness. So it's easy to pass through.
Yeah. All right. So with that being said, I think that's a wrap for us today, you guys. Lynn, would you like to say goodbye to everybody?
All right, guys. Catch you on the next one. I mean, it's been like a month and some change since we've done a movie of the week. We need to... Yeah, so we need to get these back in there. And if by chance I had any mic issues, sorry about that, but I got the tail end of it because for some reason I didn't see my mic going. So I'm praying that the sound went through. But yeah, catch us on next time. We'll be recording this Thursday the podcast. You can catch us live through Spreaker. If not, you can catch us through your iTunes, Google Play, and just give us a holler. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you saw this, let us know what you thought of it.
Yes. Join us in the comments.
Yep.
All right, guys. So thank you for joining us. For Lynn, I am Sean. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next time.
Don't forget to hit